Welcome back to Toyota Sports Talk, joined now by the Washington Post sports reporter Jake Russell. Jake, it's always good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, quick happy birthday shout out to your niece, Madison. How about that, huh? She's getting older on us.
Yeah, I know. 17 years old, born on my 16th birthday, so we share a birthday together. So it's a pretty fun day. I can't wait to go have breakfast with her tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Wait, it's your birthday too?
Yeah.
I missed that in the whole conversation. Well, Jake Russell, that's more important. Sorry, Madison. Happy birthday, Jake Russell.
Thank you. Yeah, she was born on my 16th birthday, and now she's turning 17. She's older now than I was when she was born, which just shows how fast time flies. It's unbelievable.
Well, I feel very special that you're carving out 10 minutes of your birthday to spend with me.
Kind of like how I was on the show with you last year for your birthday, so now we're even.
It is. It's come full circle.
Exactly.
So, well, happy birthday again. Thanks again for taking the time, and happy birthday to Madison, of course. Let's talk some Nats. So sad, so weird. Here we are, the baseball playoffs, and no Washington Nationals. The defending champs, they're not going to be defending champs much longer, my friend.
No. They got to wait a few more weeks to see who replaces them as defending MLB champions. But I think the most disappointing part was not necessarily them missing the playoffs, was the fact that their fan base and the team itself couldn't really enjoy the fruits of their labors from 2019. They couldn't enjoy necessarily the banner raising or the ring ceremony the way any other team normally would have, with a packed crowd, with fans cheering them on, with the revelry and the pageantry that goes with becoming a champion. I think that was the most disappointing part for them. And game-wise, they didn't really gel at all at any point this season, whether it was injuries or not getting the right roster constructed. It was just a disjointed season. Even though they had 60 games to prove themselves, they just couldn't get it together, despite their additions they had in the offseason, which seemed like it would help them off the bench, especially with the designated hitter rule this season. Nothing clicked for them this year. And they have another offseason to regroup and try to go back to the playoffs next year. Hopefully next year will be normal and they can start from late March, early April on to October, as opposed to starting in the middle of the summer.
So we do know Davey Martinez is locked up. Mike Rizzo is locked up, but they're going to have also some big decisions to make in the offseason, some questions, some holes to fill. What are your big kind of offseason topics, offseason storylines that you have your eye on?
Well, for me, if my math and SpotTrack.com is correct, they'll have about $70 million under the luxury tax threshold if they don't renew their team option for Anibal Sanchez and Adam Eaton. So that'll give them plenty of space to acquire another outfielder to possibly replace Adam Eaton or Michael A. Taylor. Andrew Stevenson seems like he surged this past season and could potentially vie for the number one reserve outfielder spot for next season. They'll have plenty of choices to choose from, whether it's George Springer or Marcell Ozuna or Nick Castellanos, who I believe has a player option with the Reds, but he's still in the playoffs right now, so we'll have to wait a while to see what his decision is. I also see them pursuing a catcher, possibly a JT Realmuto. We know Rizzo, GM Mike Rizzo has been a fan of his in the past, has tried to pursue him. Plenty of choices, and if the numbers are correct, they have plenty of finances to do that, to make a couple big solid acquisitions to shore up that team next season.
Well, I'm going to counter you with the starting pitching because, you have the big three, Scherzer, hopefully a healthy Strasburg, and Patrick Corbin. You mentioned Anibal Sanchez, probably gone. That fifth starter spot, Austin Voth, was not good. Maybe Joe Ross comes back in. But you're going to need a couple of starting pitchers to get this offseason, Jake.
Well, I don't think you necessarily need a couple. Maybe one. Maybe
Okay.
Mark probably is going to be available. I think what they're going to hope for is that Strasburg comes back from the injury, refreshed, renewed, goes back to somewhat of how he played in the postseason in 2019, because that's just lights out performance, and can't really expect him to do that over a course of a full regular season. But if he comes close to that, then they're going to be very happy. And obviously you have to prepare yourself for life after Max Scherzer. He obviously had high strikeout totals each game this season, but you could just see the wear and tear of basically his aggressive pitching style taking a toll on him this season, and he just wasn't himself. So I think they have a ton of top pitching prospects in their system, but they just need them to have a little more time to develop so that one of them can potentially take over his role. And I think Patrick Corbin just needs to polish and fine-tune his characteristics and his traits going into the next season as well. There's not really too much you can do with him. You're not going to trade him. You're not going to get rid of him. And then, possibly add a verifiable fourth starter for next year.
And they also probably need some bullpen help. Sean Doolittle probably will be gone as well, so they'll need some help on the back end there. How should Nats fans be feeling? The season is over. They won the World Series championship last year. Do you feel like most fans are just like, 60-game sprint? It was just a weird year where we won the championship last fall. How do you think most are feeling?
I think since the pandemic started and they realized it wasn't going to be a full season and it wasn't going to be a regular season and they weren't going to be in the stadium to see the team raise the banner, receive their ring, have the whole,
the pageantry,
like the whole pageant. They weren't going to have that experience. I think they kind of chalked it up to this year's going to be abnormal and just brace themselves for anything, expect the unexpected. I think they were kind of prepared for it being a down year so that way it doesn't hit them as hard if they don't make the playoffs. But I still feel like they're disappointed based on the caliber of the players they have on this roster. This is a playoff roster year in and year out when they don't make the playoffs.
Can't let you go without a World Series prediction. The fun starts tomorrow. 8 playoff games. My goodness, it's like March Madness. Who's going to win it all? Who's going to be in the World Series, Jake?
Let's have some fun here. Marlins versus Blue Jays. The Marlins have not lost the playoff series. They've been in the two postseasons that have not lost a series yet. Fun fact.
All right.
But,
well,
no.
I will say this, though. My colleague Olivia Garvey, she loves her Dodgers and whatnot, and her father, Steve Garvey. I'm telling you, the Dodgers are not going to win it. It's a weird year. They're the favorite, but I have a feeling the Dodgers are going to get knocked off. Sorry, Olivia.
It's official. Dodgers World Series champions confirmed. now.
Jake Russell, happy birthday again, and enjoy the day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on. Have a good one.
All right, much more to come right here on Toyota Sports Talk. Stay with us.